warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aini Mabrohatin, NEN05. Here I will explain about consumer protection concept. Definition of consumer and business personnel. The definition of consumer are every person who uses goods or services available in society for the benefit of herself, family, other people, and other living things, and not for sale. Business actors are any individual or business entity in the form of a legal entity or non-legal entity that is granting and domicile of carrying out activities within the jurisdiction of the Republic of Indonesia. At her individual or jointly struck an agreement to carry out business activity in various economic fields. Consumer protection law is the overall principles in rules of law that regulate and protect consumers in their relationship and problem with provider of consumer goods and or service. Purpose and principles of consumer protection. Article 3 of the Consumer Protection Law states that the objective of consumer protection are 1. Ensure consumer awareness, ability, and independence to protect themselves. 2. Lifting the dignity of consumer by avoiding negative excess usage of goods and or services. 3. Increasing consumer empowerment in causing, determining, and demanding their rights consumer. The foundation of consumer protection is in the form of principles contained in consumer protection, namely 1. Principle of benefit, mandated the all effort implementing consumer protection must benefit maximum. 2. Principle of justice, principle of all people can be realized maximal. 3. The principle of balance, profit and balance between the interests of consumer. 4. Security and consumer safety principles, profit guarantees for security and safety to consumer. 5. The principle of legal certainty, both business actor and consumer above the law and obtain checks in the implementation. Rights and obligation of consumer in business personnel. In accordance with Article 5 of the Consumer Protection Law, consumer rights are the right to comfort, the right to cause good and or service and to about good, the right to correct, the right to have their opinion, the right to get consumer protection, advocacy, the right to receive guidance and education for consumers, the right to be treated or served properly, the right to receive compensation and or replication mean if the good and or server received are not in accordance with the agreement or not, it shall be the regulation in the provision of the law in regulation. Article 5 of the Consumer Protection Law also concerns consumer obligations, including 1. Reading flowing information, instruction, and procedure for using of utilizing goods and or services for security and safety. 2. Have good in making transaction for the profit of good and or service. 3. Pay according to the agreed exchange rate. 5. Participation in proper legal settlement of consumer protection dispute. Rights and obligation of business actor. 1. The right to receive payment is according with the agreement regarding the condition and exchange value of goods and of service being trading. 2. The right to get legal protection from the action of consumers who have been fined. 3. The right to defend oneself properly in the settlement of consumer disputes. 4. The right to rehabilitate and good name if is legally proven that the consumer loss was not caused by the goods and of service being traded. 5. The regulation in the provision of the law and regulation. Action prohibited for business players. 1. Entrepreneurs are prohibited from trading in goods and or service. 2. It is prohibited to offer, promote, and advertise goods and or service. 3. In offering goods and or service for that in it is prohibited to promote, infringe, or make false or misleading statement. 5. 4. In offering goods and or service to be traded by giving fees by way of a lottery and is prohibited. 5. In offering goods and or service, it is prohibited to resort to coercion or the means that can cause disturbance to consumers, but physical and physiological. 6. In the case of the sale through a sale or occasion, it is prohibited to milk and dash the consumer. Business responsibilities and section. The definition of product responsibilities. 1. Business actors are responsible for providing compensation for the manipulation and or loss to consumers due to consuming goods and or service product or trading. Next, business actor section. 1. Civil section. 2. Administrative section. 3. Criminal section. Profile PT Pertamina Persero. PT Pertamina is an oil and gas company owned by the Indonesia government under the name PT Pertamina. This company was founded on December 1957. The main stakes in running the company PT Pertamina Persero is to carry out the oil and natural gas business with great resolve for the prosperity of the people and also the state profit supply and serve in order to meet the needs of natural gas oil the country. In its processing business, Pertamina has 7 units of refineries and yet the back is 1.0 for 120,000 barrels there in integrated oil refinery when an electrochemical refinery and products and BBM. Then Pertamina downstream has LNG refineries in Bonatang, and there are also cross the product LPG and the base of Brandon, Dumai, Musi, Cilacap, and so on. Consumer Protection PT Pertamina Persero. The following are some of the initiatives taken regarding customer security and safety. 1. In selling fuel at gas stations, the company installed warning signs to prevent incidents that threaten the safety of consumers especially when filling fuel. 2. In terms of the use of LPG, Pertamina periodical retest of retester unity to ensure that the cylinders are in good condition. According to the LPG cylinder regulation from the Director General of Oil and Gas number 26525 K Kris 10 Kris DJMT Kris 2009. The props of a strong LPG cylinder withstand gas pressure to more than 4 bar, while the average pressure of the cylinder is only 9 bar, so that in production has been designed to withstand leaks. The company also complements the red marker on LPG cylinder as an indicator of hazard. 3. To protect the safety of consumers while using lubricant, the company truck PT Pertamina Lubricant has created a lubricant product with the Indonesia national standard. With the extension of the SNE, the company has complied with the provision in the regulation of the Minister of Industry number 525 of 2018 concerning compulsory enforcement of the Indonesia national standard. So my present is more or less sorry. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.